Hey, what's up, y'all? Okay, welcome back to the Magical Memories Ahead podcast, episode 4. Roll the intro.
All right. So, on today's episode, we just want to talk about the Utopia of the Seas, the cruise that we went on. Videos have been put out by this point. So we hope you really enjoyed watching those and everything that we got to do. And we just want to share a recap of what we got to do on the ship, what we didn't get to do, our thoughts, impressions. And so overall, it was a lot of fun.
It was. 3 days is too short for a cruise. We've learned, we know it. We still do it because we just really enjoy the little weekend getaways, here and there. But I mean, it's still too short, especially on such a large ship.
That's the biggest thing I would say. Yeah, we need to do it just from a time standpoint. I wouldn't recommend against, we don't say go on a small ship if you're doing a short one, but just don't expect to do everything the ship has to offer.
Yeah.
It's really hard, particularly when it comes to nighttime entertainment. There's just a lot of activities going on around the ship, and it is large. That is just unbelievable. So, I mean, first impressions for me on this new ship. So we went on its sister ship before, the Allure, and the Oasis. So both 2008, 2009, 10 ships, very similar in size, but the difference in technology just
pretty substantial.
It was pretty just cool, and just the newness of the ship. I thought the elevator system was really neat. I don't know why I was mesmerized by it.
So if you didn't get to see it in our video on day 1, the elevators, the system is pretty incredible. You pick which floor you want to go to. There's a little screen.
It's like an iPad.
Yeah, basically an iPad on either side of the elevator shafts, and then there's usually one in the middle somewhere. So when you get to the elevators, you tap which floor you want to go to, and it tells you which elevator shaft will be your elevator.
A, B, C, D, E.
Yep. It's pretty incredible.
So you don't have to constantly look around to say, oh, which one's going to come? And it's like, no, you hit the button, okay, you're going to just stand outside and wait for B.
And I mean, it's pretty genius when you think about the fact of so many people being on these ships and not wanting to overcrowd the elevators. So the system honestly is pretty good because it will disperse people in different elevators.
It uses technology to its advantage as opposed to when you just hit a button, it's going to call that elevator. It's like, it definitely just spreads it out a little bit more. I did not feel like we waited long. And it was just nice. You got in the elevator. You didn't have to be, oh, can you press that button for me?
Yep.
And there was none of that awkwardness. And so I really loved that. Our boarding experience was pretty neat too.
Yeah. The express, whatever it was.
It was Express Pass boarding showed up on our boarding pass, and we got in, and at Port Canaveral, it's a pretty big line that goes through, and on the left-hand side, it was just along the wall. And I mean, from the time we arrived at the port, dropped off luggage, parked on the ship, 15 minutes, the fastest I've ever been on a cruise before.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't able to film the entire experience because we still had to go through security check. We had to go through the metal detectors. Everything had to be put on the conveyor belts to be checked through the x-ray machine. So we weren't able to film all of that stuff. But you did ask the member that worked at the port about what was the deal with that?
Yep. She just said, just because we did all of our online check and had everything done, she did say the fact that we have 2 American passports. That also helps. I guess, I don't know if it just goes through their system easier or not having to check immigration and customs. I don't know. Wasn't mad about it.
No, me either. I mean,
because that line was long.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been an easy 30-minute wait
Probably.
Just in that line to get through security. So, yeah, that was that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that
Mhm.
part of it. And so we stayed in a neighborhood balcony stateroom
Mhm.
category. We did a guaranteed balcony, which just means it's a little bit cheaper when you book it that way. You don't get to
Because
pick your stateroom.
Royal Caribbean does it
They
for you.
select it for you. It's a qualm I have with it. I like picking my stateroom, but sometimes the price difference can be a savings. And for 3 nights, I'm not that concerned of where our stateroom is.
Yeah, because we're just gonna this is
It's
where
three
our
nights.
sleeping
It's
spot
just three
is.
nights. It's not like we're going back there for 7 nights, or do I want to get close to a specific area? But so we got a Central Park view.
We did, and I really enjoyed it
It was
because
awesome.
of how calm it was.
Hmm.
I mean, granted, you could hear the music from the pool, like, during the day, but, I mean, we didn't stay in the rooms long enough to where it was just like, "This is a nuisance," but also our door that led out onto the balcony, very Ace Ventura-esque noise-canceling door.
It was. It was very good. And at nighttime, though, on the flip side, there was live music going on in
Yeah.
Central Park. And so I
Yep.
remember one night we just got on and opened it, and we got to just hear music.
We just sat there, ate
Mm,
our food.
Yeah, that was really nice. And so I really liked it. It definitely felt bigger.
Mhm.
Um, the layout from the Allure and Oasis, just a little touch where the bathroom enters in, was not right by the door. It was kind of caddied cornered. And so that was just a nice little feature. No coffee table.
No.
Um, the tech updates inside there too, just having the USB-C charger port. They had more hooks built in the room. Um, Overall, I was very pleased with it.
I mean, the second I walked in, I was just like, "This feels bigger."
Yeah,
Like, especially the bathroom. Like, I just
yeah.
felt I opened the door and I was like, "This looks bigger than
Hmm.
normal," even though it's still tiny. I was just like, I felt like it was a little bit bigger. It was a little bit nicer. Um, I wasn't mad about our
Mm-mm.
room at all.
No, it was super good. And so I think the thing that I love most about a cruise, though, and when we just get on, is just eating.
Yeah.
There's so many food options.
Yep.
Um, we indulge. I
Mhm.
indulge a little bit more, but it was a lot of fun. Another thing we were impressed with this ship is so with all Royal Caribbean cruises, the buffet is called the Windjammer.
Mhm.
Um, this one was the best we've ever been to.
I would 100% agree
Hmm.
with that. The just how they spaced everything out, the way that it was designed
Yeah.
made it very convenient not to be on top of other people.
Hmm.
Sitting wise, like the seating
Yeah.
area. But then it was just spaced out so nice and easy that I felt like it was easier to navigate.
Yep.
You weren't on top of other people. The whole time that we were there, I didn't feel like we were like bumping into people trying to get food.
Yeah, I like that. The drink stations were really neat.
Yeah, those were really
So if
cool.
you have a refreshment package, they have we call them the futuristic soda machines, where you
Yeah.
can select all the different flavors. But they had, like, on older Royal Caribbean ships, they'll just put out, um, usually it's like water, lemonade, tea,
Juice.
and juices, but it's already pre-filled in these cups, and you just go and grab it. But they had these just beverage stations,
Mhm.
and so ice, water, the juice is still, but you put it down in front and then, like, wave your hand,
Yep.
and it just poured. And so that was really nice in the morning when we would
Mhm.
do breakfast. So you have your plate in one hand, you're growing up and you're trying to fix your coffee,
Yep.
and you didn't have to, like, put your plate down somewhere. Or so I really like that
Mhm.
feature. Um,
I can't even remember the last time we ate in a dining room on a Royal Caribbean ship, and I feel like we have done other things like Johnny Rockets
mhm.
and even just going out on the promenade, doing like the promenade cafe where you can just get your little
Yeah,
sandwiches.
Sorrento's pizza.
Yeah. And
Pizza.
but this pizza. But I do feel like this ship, because we've done this on every other cruise as well, where we've eaten in the Windjammer or eaten somewhere else. But this ship, the Windjammer, was
This is so good.
phenomenal.
It was really, really good. And I think we like it too, just because we just go. This was very
Mhm.
much a go with the flow cruise. No plans or agendas. We had some nighttime shows, but it was just nice. Like we could show up when we wanted to. We didn't have to worry about a table.
Yep.
We didn't really pack many fancy clothes on this cruise.
Mm-mm.
And so, yeah, I enjoy it. And there's just a lot of options. I would like to go back and try the dining room because I was so impressed with the Windjammer food because
Mhm.
I used to never be blown away by their main dining room food.
Mhm.
That's why I was okay to miss it.
Yeah.
And so I do think the main dining room food probably could be good and their specialty restaurants.
Mhm.
There was the Mexican place on the Allure and Oasis that we loved,
Yeah.
and it was not on this one. This ship had the
Mm.
Playmakers bar in
Yeah.
its location instead.
So, like, I feel like the main dining area in Royal Caribbean ships, it's very just the same every night. It's not
It's no
like
Disney.
it's not Disney. And that's where, that comparison comes into it, to where with Disney, you have this exceptional theming. So even if you're on a 7-night cruise, you're not going and you're changing dining rooms and you're going back to the same dining room that you were in 3 days before. But the thing is that that's not the same menu
Yeah.
that you're getting on that night. Like
It's
it's
rotational.
rotational. They change up the menus. And with Royal Caribbean, I do feel as though most everything is the same every single
The
night.
menu does change, but the atmosphere you're setting is the same. They still have
Yeah.
their staples that stay on the menu, but the menu does change up each night. Some appetizers remain the same.
Yeah.
But overall, it was really really good. And it was fun. And so as we mentioned too, we did some shows on the ship. One thing we do love about Royal Caribbean too, like um, their production shows, it was much better than cruises in the past. I think it's based on
Yeah.
the size of the ship.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of Freedom class cruises with Royal Caribbean,
Mhm.
and so smaller ship, and their production show might be anywhere from like 6 to 10 people, and so
Yeah.
people are playing different parts, and it's just a lot smaller. But this was a big show,
Yeah.
and it was good though. I remember leaving being like, okay, like it didn't. It's called All In, right? All In
All
stage
in.
show. The stage show, and it was like a smorgasbord of just different songs and dancing.
Yeah.
There didn't seem to be a rhyme or reason.
No, and I feel like, and I said this the other day actually when we kind of talked about this, about how it they had different theming for each of their sections that they
Yeah,
did, and none of it matched. Except
right.
I will say the Miami one, they had Senorita,
Yeah,
but that was about the only song
mhm,
that fit into the Miami Vice vibe that they
yeah.
had going on. Other than that, it was just kind of like everywhere.
The
Like it
songs were
was
fun to sing
just,
along to,
yeah.
but yeah, it was just, it didn't leave me being like, "Wow." Now, like, what left
Mm-mm.
me wow is what is
Aqua
it called? The
Show.
Aqua Show. Gosh, it's so cool.
I mean, I sweat every
Yeah,
time.
it's a
Like
nerve-wracking show.
I get scared for the high divers and for the
Tightrope walker.
tightrope walkers, because that's new that we've never seen before. They've never done the
Yeah, I
tightrope
don't think
walking
so.
thing, and so that one was, even though like they were attached.
Yeah, they couldn't, yeah,
Oh
still, and yeah, no, and then what's jumping from the big height is always it's impressive, and you see it in the Olympics, you see all these things, but they're going into a massive pool in the Olympics or
mhm.
whatever. They are going into like, when you look at what they're diving into,
Yeah,
they have a very specific spot
they have to be
that they have to hit.
extremely precise.
And so it's just kinda and they just start going like 1, 2, 1,
Yeah.
2. Now, like, the only, problem I have with this show versus the ones we've seen on the Allure and the Oasis, there was not as much diving.
No, there
Like, there
wasn't
was a little bit more,
dancing.
dancing, the
I
other
would say the suspensions also. They did
mhm,
a lot of like hanging from the ropes
yeah.
and
They did some other things to fill the time, but, like, with an aqua show, you would just like to think, like, the diving part is very thrilling, it's cool, and so but overall, it was still a phenomenal, show. If you wanna check it
mhm,
out, that is posted on our day 2
it is.
video. We recorded the whole thing, and we shared a good bit of it on that
Yeah,
video,
that
so
it was a 30-minute show,
yeah,
and I think I put, at least 6 minutes into it, and which
yeah.
is still a long time to watch, but like, just everything that they did was incredible. I wish you could have seen the whole show. If you go on one of these ships, you'll see it. But I did the best that I could, and I tried to grab some of the kind of like heart pumping moments for me that I was just like blown away by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was neat. And so there's a lot of other just entertainment over on the ship. There's musicians pretty much anywhere you turn. I feel like you can go down, and so that's just really cool that you can listen to that. One thing we didn't get to do is the ice show. There's like an ice skating show in Studio B. We've always done that. On a 7-night cruise, we'll usually do that because they'll do a couple showings, and so same, they have comedians.
Yeah.
We were pretty gassed.
Yeah.
After our CocoCay day. And I think we went to bed early.
We did.
Nice.
I mean, we spent the second that we got off the ship, we were some of the first people off our ship, and we went straight to the Cocoa Beach Club, and we spent all day outside in the sun. The only time that we really weren't in the sun was when we were sitting under our umbrella at lunch.
Yeah, let's just dive into Cocoa Beach Club. It's a great part. We went there a year ago when we went on a cruise with our neighbors. It was like on sale Black Friday. And so if you do go, when you first book, the price is usually at its high point. As you get closer to booking, they'll always drop a sale. So just be mindful, watch that. And so we knew we immediately wanted to go again.
Yeah.
And when we booked this cruise, it was same time. It was right around Black Friday. So we knew the sale was going to drop. So we just saw it at a good price, we jumped on it. And so essentially it's just an awesome private spot on the island.
I mean, you do have to pay for it.
Yep.
It's an
typically about 150, I think, is what we got it for. I have seen it at 200 a person. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's 100% worth it. I feel like, and we talk about this in our video. Like, we're not party people. We don't. That kind of energy is not our energy.
Yeah, no.
We can pass through. We're passers through.
Yeah.
And but we are not about to jump in there and like get into the thick of it. So I mean, it is. We've been over in that section before, and it's been okay. It's just been a little wild and overwhelming, and you can get easily overstimulated. But Cocoa Beach Club is where you can just relax, and you can really get that vacation and relaxation that you want.
Yeah.
And I love it because everything about it is like, it's an all-encompassing thing.
They thought of a lot of details in it. And so like when you first walk in, you're greeted with a refreshment drink, that's complimentary. The bar is right in the middle, and then beyond that's the pool, and then a beach. And so that's what's really neat. That's one thing I like about it, because I love going in the beach, like in the water. You don't.
Nope.
But you like going in the pool. And so it's the best of both worlds that we get to sit on the beach. This time, we saw them when we went last time. There's like these maybe 4 like double like chase lounges, like thicker cushions, like almost the size of like a full or queen size bed.
Yeah.
And we got the very first one that's close to the bar and to the pool. So just location was just really good. Right, the restaurant's right there, and we were pumped.
Yep.
I was thrilled to have that because it was way more comfy. And so I really enjoyed that. But there are little things too. They have sunscreen.
Yeah.
Towels. You didn't have to bring towels.
They have like nice towels. Like, they're not your typical pool towels that you get on a cruise, which I will say, the Royal Caribbean towels, they've got a leg up on the Disney cruise.
Those Disney towels are like a really bad napkin.
Yeah. So, but that is one thing that I will say, that like Royal Caribbean, they've got top tier towels.
Yeah.
But Cocoa Beach Club even took that a step further.
And it was convenient. Just, we didn't know this when we still came off the ship with our own towels. Maybe we just didn't remember from the year before. Maybe they didn't include them. I don't know. But they were there. So that's a nice thing. You didn't have to worry about bringing those. And then I think the thing that, the pool was awesome. Yeah. We spent a lot of time in the pool.
We did.
It's heated.
It's heated. When it's warm, like if it's hot outside, you're not going to be able to tell that it's heated.
Yeah.
But the one of the crew members was saying that the pool is heated to 86 degrees.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
That is something to make note of. So when you do go in some of the chillier times of
year, or
if it's windy, 86 degrees is that pool. So even if you're kind of nervous or apprehensive to pay for it because, you're not going to be able to swim, even if you can't get in the ocean, you'll be able to get in the pool because it is heated. So that is something to make note of.
And then the lunch.
Oh.
This is what truly made us actually come back.
Yeah.
Was the lunch. Was the food.
Mm-hmm.
In specific, that aioli dipping sauce.
Yeah.
And the filet.
So that filet was absolutely incredible. It was cooked to perfection.
Very tender.
And our waiter could tell that we enjoyed it because he ended up asking us if we wanted another one.
Which we could not. We ate. And so they all also, it's they just bring you everything you want on the menu.
Appetizers. I mean, you can get everything on the menu.
Yes, it's all
included in the price of the Cocoa Beach Club.
The appetizer is like a little hummus.
You've got crudité, hummus, baba ganoush. You've got a ceviche. Yep. You've got pita bread.
Veg, very refreshing. Very refreshing and not like super heavy. And then we got the filet. You did the surf and turf.
Mm-hmm. So mine came with lobster.
Yeah, lobster. And then we put the burgers and fries in there, mainly because we do love the fries and the aioli sauce.
Yeah.
The burger was good. We didn't actually, I think each ate a quarter of it just because the filet was just so good.
Mm-hmm.
So that experience is elevated versus, the main buffet on the island is more like, they always do like a barbecue kind of food. And then similar to burgers, hot dogs, fries. There are some other shacks on the island as well, which were cool. But it was just an awesome day. I think we got out there at like 8:30 by the time we got there, and we stayed till probably 3:30 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
We milked it.
Yep. We stayed as long as we could.
Yeah. And so I would just highly recommend that. That island, Royal Caribbean's private island experience is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And they're building more of these private experiences, or I guess paid experiences at other places too. Yeah. So we're excited to see that come. It's going to be pretty neat. You did karaoke.
I did do karaoke.
I was so proud of you.
Thank you.
It was really neat.
I was sweating.
She killed it. Like, that's on our day one video. Just go watch. If anything, just go watch that.
I was so nervous. Like, I could tell. I mean, even like watching it back, it's just like, I know it wasn't my best, but like I was so nervous, and I still can't believe that I did it.
But the crowd got so into it. They loved you. Like, they were just like, and then like the lady who did, like who took the request, who like worked for Royal Caribbean, she's like, wait, you have to sing another, or like she wanted you to sing another. And then the bartender behind, he goes, you're like a silent bum, like, because she was just so quiet.
Fernando,
while we were sitting there like at the bar watching other people, and we met this nice guy that we just kept talking to the whole time, and she was just really quiet, and then she just goes up there and just pulls a mic drop moment. So that was really fun. And so I mean, pools, what did we do? So we rarely will ever go to a main pool.
Yeah. So unless we have kids with us, but I mean, we don't normally take the kids with us on Royal Caribbean trips.
And when we did, they were babies, and it was
a
3-night cruise too. So it was just like, we had swim diapers. It was just the whole thing.
But like, we don't normally go to the main pool areas on the Royal Caribbean ships because there are so many, like, there's so many children. And then there's like areas where you can tell where it's like still the party people, which is not, again, not our vibe. But then we typically kind of go towards the solarium, where it is very relaxing and very chill. It's adult only, 18 and up. Mm-hmm. Again, if you haven't seen that video, we did mention that the solarium is for 18 years and older, and they will kick you out if you bring a children. If you bring a children, if you bring a child or children in
Yep.
there, they won't kick you out. They
Like you
will
can like
kindly ask
walk
you to leave.
through and but
Yeah.
there's several hot tubs. There's a little pool area.
Mm-hmm.
Um Chairs are a little bit nicer. We
Yeah.
found this little perched up spot that actually had the more
Mm-hmm.
cushiony chairs again,
Yeah.
and we stayed there
The
again,
whole day.
8 to 4:30. There's actually so there's a one thing I did like about there's a restaurant there that's another buffet, probably a
Mm-hmm.
little more limited menu than the Windjammer.
Yeah.
We didn't eat breakfast there, but when we did lunch, we ate lunch.
We
Like, and
did.
we were just walk right in.
Yep.
We didn't have to go far, and it was a really good.
It's a really good lunch. That
Yeah.
sweet and sour chicken
Oh my gosh, I
was
went back for
really
that.
good.
Yeah, that was again very limited, but that was
That's good.
super good.
That and the oatmeal raisin cookies.
Those were delicious.
They were warm. It's like
Yeah.
they just made them,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 2 of them
Yeah.
because they were just so good.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't find another one on the ship
Yeah.
that tasted the same.
No.
So
As the
I
da-
mean,
And as the day progressed on there, like as people came back from Nassau, you could tell like some more like adult groups came in who probably had fun at Senior Frogs or something, and
Yeah.
it got a little louder. But I mean, I took a nap. You read a book pretty much the whole day. It was just,
yeah.
it was so
Mhm.
needed. It was such an amazing Saturday.
It really was.
And so yeah, we really really enjoyed that. But yeah, so there's all the pools, a lot of cool water slides. We didn't get to experience any of them. Um, but they looked fun. I think there's a lot more. Like thinking about this group, I think the kids would enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel as though like even like the sports deck area,
Oh yeah.
because everything was so enclosed on this ship now. Because on other ships, you like your ping pong tables are just kind of out in the open.
Yeah, they put them in
And
this like glass
they
barrier so the wind
they
wouldn't do it. It's
enclose
the
them.
smartest thing in the world.
But then I just feel like you have a playground, you have the mini golf area, you have where the slide is, that
Basketball
abyss
court.
slide
Yep.
is. You've got the flow rider, you have basketball, you've got foot soccer. You have all of these things available to you. And I do agree. I think the kids would enjoy going on something like doing this ship, I feel like.
Yeah, and we didn't experience their kids area, like where you drop them off
Mm-hmm.
and they get to stay. But I think as they get older, I think in the teenage years, it'll be something that they would really,
Yeah.
really enjoy. And so, I mean, stacking it up to a Disney cruise, they're so different.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, the ship was massive.
Yeah.
Like I think we did the math one time, and we'll have to look it up again, but like it might be double the width
It looks
of
like
like it's so
it's
wide.
ginormous.
I would love to experience a 7-day on it so you could
Yeah.
see everything. But this one impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
I love Disney. I think if we're still going with kids, I'm going to choose Disney
Mm-hmm.
all the time. We really enjoy these with just us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, just comparing them. What are your thoughts then?
I mean, while you have similar things like offerings and things like that, I do feel as though, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, Royal Caribbean doesn't have that magical aspect that Disney does. And like, I mean, even while their singers and dancers are incredible, and they're athletes that do these, the aqua show, they're incredible, but it's just like, I feel as though, and this is just my personal opinion, Disney does it 10 times better because everything has to be pristine for Disney. So it's from my perspective, I'm just thinking like shows and things like that. But then you also have the character element as well. You have, and everything on a Disney cruise is themed just so to where it's like you really feel like you are a part of the magic.
Yeah.
And I mean, a Royal Caribbean cruise, you feel like you're on vacation the second that you get on that ship.
Mhm.
And so I guess the difference would be like a Disney ship, yes, while you are on vacation, you haven't left the magical side of things to where it's just
Mm-mm.
like everything is just so geared to like the
It's a big story.
magicalness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and their level of service, is really good. Not to say Royal Caribbean's is not, but
Mhm.
obviously they cater to children, more so in families, and so it's just meant for that. If your kid's screaming at a table, don't worry, there's many other kids screaming at a table as well.
True.
So there's but yes, I'm with you. The production shows are better, I think on Disney, and we're just partial
Yeah.
because we love Disney productions, so that's pretty cool. Um, I do think the food is better in the dining room area.
Mhm.
I do think Royal Caribbean has more variety of specialty dining or other little
Yes.
quick options you can grab around the ship.
Mhm.
Disney's limited to up top on the top deck. Um, the Wish class ships for Disney, so we'll go on the Treasure and the Destiny this year. Their top deck is upgraded. I think they have a little
Yes.
Mexican spot, they have a barbecue spot in addition to the normal like pizza chicken
Mhm.
tenders. Like Sorrento's on Royal Caribbean ship is the best pizza. Like at this last Disney cruise, I couldn't even eat. I was like,
I
it's just
know.
it's not the same.
I know. And it's I do feel as though Royal Caribbean knows how to do the snack items.
Yeah.
Um and I mean, granted, I feel like we typically do go to cabanas for lunch. We gravitate towards that
Mhm.
instead of eating like the pizza and the chicken fingers and french fries. Like the kids will eat that stuff, but then we will typically go into cabanas
Yeah.
and get our food there.
Yeah.
But like on a Royal Caribbean ship, we're going to the Cafe Promenade or
Yeah.
we are going to the Windjammer. But for the most part, I feel like we're just kind of out in the other
Yeah,
dining
they have another
areas.
Mexican option in the back ship. It was okay, that, but like
Mm,
you pass up the pizza place, you can go get that. That we didn't try the Uzumi
Izumi,
Express. I wanted to try that. They
I
had a
know.
couple cool little options. This little Japanese window,
Hmm.
and so yeah. I mean, I just I don't hate it. We hit Emerald status.
We did.
Woo!
Yay!
And so next up is Diamond,
Yep.
and
We
so
still got a ways to go
yeah, a
though.
little bit. And so the frequency we go on Disney more,
Yeah.
it just makes that a little bit different
Yeah.
to be able to hit it. But
But I mean, I think that there are things about Disney and Royal Caribbean that I would just and I feel like I say this to anyone who asks my opinion about, what's better, Royal Caribbean or Disney? And it's really difficult to choose for me. I'm going to say with my family, I'm going Disney all day, every
mhm,
day, because there's just this element that like your kids, it's so fun to get to see them in that element. And even though we do go to Disney a lot still, a Disney cruise is just so completely different. And it's just so special. And I feel like once you experience it, you'll understand it. Um, and I wish everyone could be able to go on a Disney cruise because it's so much fun. But
yeah,
then the Royal Caribbean for us, it's just we have so much fun going on them together
mhm,
because we do have that time to where we're not, having to worry about picking the kids up from the
yeah,
kids club
no,
and making sure that they're eating because they would stay in the kids club and
at
miss
Disney, yeah.
dinner 100%.
And on the Royal Caribbean, price is more affordable too,
Yeah.
and so it just makes sense from that perspective. And yeah, it's just a little bit, I guess, a little more adult. And at that point, we're just looking to get away, the two of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter kind of where we go. We're
Mhm.
just happy to be away together, and so
Yeah.
and just have that reconnection time. And so yeah, it was just it was an overall great trip.
It
I
was.
am looking forward to go back on a Disney cruise though. So, we do have that upcoming here,
Spring break, we're
spring
gonna be
break
there.
on the Treasure.
Yep.
Excited to try that out. And we have a handful of trips planned to Disney World.
Yep.
We have the Destiny later this year.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, we're really excited to continue to share. Thank you so much for just watching our videos so far.
Yeah.
Since we've recorded the last podcast, we had not, I guess, our first three podcasts. we had not really released any travel videos.
Nope.
And now we have.
Now we have.
So, we went away, we stayed at the boardwalk, we did Epcot, Festival of the Arts,
Yep.
and this cruise. And so we have travel content, and we have some more upcoming in a couple weeks, and then this cruise. So it's just
well, and let's be honest here. We didn't hit 100 subscribers when we posted our third podcast.
Yeah. Nope.
So now we have almost 200 subscribers.
Which it's a small amount, but we're excited about it. We know that is like a very tiny amount. But one thing we have said, we like going into doing this is like, hey, we're going to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, if it takes off, fantastic. But like more importantly, like we're just super passionate about Disney and travel and family. And so that's what we just said. And we're going to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
That's our goal. And just provide really fun family content and information. And so we're doing it. That's what we keep saying. We're doing it.
We're just normal humans who love Disney.
Love Disney. Yeah. We're normal.
People who cheer for college students, like they're throwing around a ball on a field.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
You have your thing, we have ours. Anyway.
Anyhow, well, thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you. We are honestly just blown away by the love and support that y'all have shown to us and our channel. And we love talking to y'all about it outside of the camera and the videos. It's just so fun to hear that y'all are watching it. And, it's just cool to us that, y'all have just been watching faithfully and just love us. And it's just cool. Like we've been blown away by just everything so far. And so there's so much more to come from this. And, everything is just going to be bigger and better from here on out. And, we're still getting used to this. We're still, trying our darndest to get better at, the talking, and because this is very much not normal for us. No. I mean, like normal conversation, we're on our walks together every morning, but this is a little bit different. So we're still finding our group here, but we are so appreciative of y'all, and we just can't wait to see where this takes us.
Yep. So we're excited. All right.
Yeah. Well,
that wraps it.
Yeah. So y'all, from our familia to yours, stay magical and keep making memories.
See ya.
Bye.